Okay, so guys, today I'm going to take the logical decisioning among three integers. Okay, so the logical decisioning among three integers means we need to find a mid value among three integers. Okay, so to find a mid value, in the sense there may be three integers. For example, let's say integers means it also includes negative numbers. So let's say -10 and 100, and the third integer maybe like 50. Okay, so among these three integers, so this is the smallest one and this is the biggest one, and our program need to find the mid value. Okay, so this is the middle value, which is between the smallest and the biggest. So our program has to print 50 as an output. Okay, so let's say a sample input is -10, 100, 50, then the sample output is, then the output is 50. So this is our program, and so we will see this now. Okay, so first we have to write a pseudo code. You all know how to write a pseudo code, right? So what is the pseudo code?
Yes, sir.
Anyone, please? What is the first pseudo code? First line of the pseudo code.
Sir, this is Sivagama Sundari. Shall I say the answer, sir?
Yeah, can speak little louder, ma.
Sir, this is Sivagama Sundari. Shall I say the answer?
Yeah, please. Anyone?
Sir, we need to get the three integers from the user.
Okay, so you need to receive the three integers. Yeah. Okay, so we have received it. What is the next one? Any idea? Any others? Anyhow.
So this is Karthikeyan.
Yeah, please.
Then iterate the three integers.
Now we have three integers.
For
Receive the three integers. Okay, then next one is iterating, which is not exactly
for
correct.
using for loop.
No, you are wrong. No, you are wrong. Any others? Anyhow, let me tell you this. See, receive the three integers and store it into individual variables. Okay, then next one, the first two variables to be assumed as big and small. Then third is, you need to test this big and small is the assumed test the assumed big and small is correct. Based on that, the third integer will be identified, need to be identified as middle or small or big. Then print the middle value. So this is the usual pseudo code. Okay, I hope everyone understand this. Now let us write the first one. Okay, so we are receiving three integers. Let's say integer a. Okay, so let's say a integer, and then this a integer is received as an input. You all know input function receives a string. So we need to convert that into integer. So I'm converting that into an integer. Similarly, we need to copy the same but for B and then but for C. Okay. Now all these three variables are having some integer value. Okay. Assume in that first two integer value, I am just assigning big as a integer and then small as b integer. So user may give any type of input. Okay, right? For example, let's say here if it is 50 and here if it is 100 and here if it is minus 100. So among these 50, 100, minus 100, we know that it is 50, 100, minus 100 and which one is bigger, which one is smaller and which one is middle. But program has to identify that. That's what we are designing it. So initially, as per the line number 2, first two variables to be assumed as big and small. So I have assumed as a big and small. And now I am going to test it. So if big is actually greater than small, which means if a int is actually big and then b int is actually small, then this condition becomes true. Clear? Everyone clear? Say yes or no.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So here, if as per this condition, a int is big and then b int is big, okay, it's not a problem. In case if it is wrong, in the sense if big is actually small and small is actually big. Okay. So in case if this condition is failed, let's say big is lesser than small, which means this a int is actually smaller than b, which means b int is big, a int is small. So here big is nothing but b int and then small is nothing but a int. So here your assumption is tested here actually, right? And now let us, at this point of time, let's see that whether the program what we have written is correct or not. Okay, so considering that, print big and print small. So let me run this. So 50, 100 and minus 100. So in this, the first two value only we are considering and then we are comparing here. So 50 and 100 is compared. So somehow initially 50 is assigned as big and 100 is assigned as small. But after the assumption is tested, the answer is swapped. So which means big is actually 100 and small is 50. So these two statements give you a clear picture that so far the program is correct. So you need to test the assumed big and small is correct. Okay, if it is wrong, we need to swap, that's all. Okay, so based on that third integer to be identified as middle or small or big. So based on the big and small, we have to identify third. Okay, so now here if c int is greater than b, the sense big, whomsoever is big there, so far we have identified big and small. If c int is greater than big, then obviously the middle is big one, because c integer is bigger than biggest. So definitely this big is the middle one. So the middle one is big. Okay. Otherwise, L if c int is smaller than small, then middle is actually small, because if the third integer is smaller than small, okay, if the third integer is smaller than the small, then obviously small would be the middle value. You guys have any doubt at this point? Okay, then let me ask you the question. So the question is to Arun. So you tell me, if both the condition fails, for example, here C int is not bigger than big, at the same time C int is not smaller than small, then what is the middle value here?
Sir, I don't know, sir.
Okay, any other?
Sir, shall I say, sir, this is Sivagama Sundari.
Yeah,
Then, if both the conditions fail, C int will be the middle value, sir.
yes, you are right. Arun, why you missed this one? Where you got stuck? Which line
Sir,
you are not?
first if condition and next if condition make me how what happened if first if and the second if true means how else L and L if true, I don't know, sir.
See, we have only three inputs actually. Okay, so look at this minus 100. This minus 100, I am checking whether it is bigger than 100, because we have identified big is nothing but 100 and small is nothing but 50. So these are the two values. Now the third value, which is minus 100, I am going to check with big and small, right? So this minus 100, when I am comparing that here, so if it is greater than this big means what? This minus 100 is greater than big. For example, let's say if it is 1000, definitely the third value is biggest than this big, correct or not, Arun?
Sir,
Which means if this is biggest, then the previously assigned big would be the middle value. You got it?
no, sir.
Pardon?
I need to time, sir. I have to write down it and more.
You are not able to understand, correct? Okay, what about others? Anusha?
Yes, sir, I understood.
Your voice is very low, Anusha.
Okay. Am I audible now?
Yep.
Yes, I understood, sir.
So this 1000 is greater than this big, then
Yes.
what is the 100? 100 is not small, but again this 1000 is biggest, then what is this 100?
Middle.
Right. So in case if it is minus 100, this minus 100, when you are comparing with big, what happens? Whether the condition is false or true here, when this is minus 100 and this is 100. So this is minus 100, which means C int is minus 100 and B is 100. So minus 100 is greater than 100, which is false or true?
False, sir.
Okay, so which means it goes to the next elif condition, correct?
Yes, sir.
So here, since it is this minus 100 is not bigger than this guy, then now I am checking whether this minus 100 is smaller than this guy or not. Okay, if I wanted to say, so there is a line, and here there is a point here, there is a point here. Let's say here it is, let's say here it is small and here it is big. So the first two value we identified who is small, who is big, and there is a third value. Okay, the third value is here actually. This third value, it may be bigger than this guy, which means this third value may be bigger than this guy. That I need to check. If it is not bigger than this guy, then it may be smaller than this guy. Okay, if third is bigger means, it will come here. Then who is the middle value? Big is the middle value. If third is not bigger, then the third will come here. Let's say, in case if third is smaller than small means, then who is middle? This guy is a middle value. If both the condition fails, which means obviously this third value will lie in between this particular place. So then who is the middle value? Third is the middle value. So there are three choices. Either it can be bigger than this guy, or it can be smaller than this guy, or it can be middle than this guy. Only these three choices when comparing this. So first choice fails means it will check the smallest, whether it is smaller than this range. If second choice also fails means then the else case is obviously the middle case is CN. So now it's different.
Now I understand, sir.
You understand, Arun? Yeah. I think once I explained this one, you understood, I guess, right?
Yes, sir.
So here C int. So this is the middle value. Okay, so this is the mid value. Okay, and this is unwanted line actually. So we no need to print, otherwise it will confuse you. So at this point we can remove that line. I have commented it. So now if you run this code, and yeah, sorry, I have to comment it, guys. Okay, so let me keep this part here so that people will understand. Yep. So now I run it and give random number, some 98, 56, 25. So the mid value is 25. Among these three things, how come 25 comes? Why 25 comes?
Sir, this is Anand.
Yes.
You assign C int to the middle, but you print C int, sir. So it has to be middle instead of
Yes.
C int.
Very good, yeah. Very good. Excellent. Okay, so now, so this is called bug fixing. Okay, so a random number we were playing around, so it was not working. Let's say that, let me keep a middle value inside this. So 10 and then minus 10 and then 20. So 10 is the middle value. When I give the middle value as a first data, automatically our program works. Next test data we will give. The next test data, let's say that biggest value is here, and then middle value is here, and then smallest value is here. So mid value is 30. Great. So next one, let us give the middle data at the last, 98 and then 65 and then 78. So 78 at the third place. So now 78 as a middle value. Okay. So I hope this particular very important question actually, usually people will ask the biggest number is what or smallest number is what, but a very primary round of Amazon kind of places these kind of questions in the first round of for fresher level, they will be asking. Okay, so it's a kind of very brush up question, we can say. So this is the concept behind this. Okay, so the concept here is we are actually looking for the first two variables, who is big and small. Okay, once we assume, and then once it is tested and then corrected, then based on that, third value is identified, whether it is bigger than big or smaller than small or in between that. Okay, so this is the concept of going there. So hope small, big, and whether third comes here or whether third comes here or whether third comes here. Okay, so that's all this question is about. Okay, so next we will see the another important decision making program. Okay, are we ready? Shall we
Yes, sir.
proceed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.